Hi there, welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to use these lovely molds. Now, if you're a regular viewer of our channel, you'll have seen us use them once before, but we're going to try and incorporate the chrome powder from Let's Resin. I am in love with these at the moment, little bit obsessed, but they give a lovely effect. And also these fantastic pastel twinkle tints, they're not glitter, they're a tint, from the lovely jewels at Resin Jewels. Everything we've used in today's video, wherever possible, we will be linking in the description box should you decide to make a purchase for yourself. So we've turned the mold inside out, it's nice and clean, and we're just gonna mix these two, the chrome powder and the tint, the pastel twinkle tint, onto the mold. So this part of the video has been sped up. There are certain elements to this, it's repetition, so we've sped up those bits for you because you don't want to sit and watch me do this for 5-10 minutes, do you? So this beautiful bluey grey slaty colour goes onto the mould like a dream, and I'm using the brush that comes with the chrome powder. But as you can see, I'm not doing it in a solid colour. I want to give the effect of, I think it's called mercury glass. I'm not 100% certain on that, so forgive me if I'm wrong. Antiqued, patinaed, vintage looking. Maybe even a little bit boho chic perhaps. But I thought I'd try and achieve it by doing this. So I'm mixing the chrome powder and then applying that lovely pastel twinkle tint as well. Don't forget to do the top part. This part is the lid. It also forms the part that you screw into the base to create what is essentially an absolutely stunning light. Now up to you if you decide to use it as a night light, maybe something a bit of an ambient light, perhaps a bit of mood lighting. If you put it in if you've got a garden room or a conservatory, why not hang it from your umbrella, your garden umbrella, you know, underneath. You can have them, we've actually used battery operated lights in ours. You know, they're easily affordable and replaceable, and they look beautiful during the daytime and also if you switch them on at night time. So here's the pink version. Now it's lovely, beautiful, dark, dusky, rosy sort of chrome powder. These are so easy to use. The only thing I would say is I have only got a small amount on the brush. A little goes a long way. But yeah, and also something else to add, we have now done these in other colours as well and colour combinations, and they go really lovely with a set of vases, which you won't see unless you click the like, share, subscribe and the notification all button, because it will be the video that follows this one. And you know, you can do these in lots of different colours. These will also be available to purchase on our website. They'll be made to order though, so please expect a couple of weeks from when you put your order in to when you actually have your order sent to you. The reason for that is that obviously it takes a little bit of time to make each one. You've got to allow for the resin to set. You then have to do the finishing off parts, which you will see in this video. You also then, we will just make sure we're completely 100% happy with the finished piece before we then send it on to you. So, you know, if you decide you want to order, then there'll be examples of the colours that we can do for you. And if you want to order, then yeah, just click on that colour on the website, do the payment part, and we'll gladly accept your order and send it off to you as soon as it's done. But these were an absolute joy to do. They are so effective. Again, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You can just use solid colour resin. Bear in mind, if you're going to do a solid colour, the lights that you put in are going to have to be pretty powerful to shine through it. So I would say stick to alcohol inks, stick to glitters, maybe foils, putting those in, or perhaps do some dried pressed flowers. They look beautiful in clear resin. There we go. So don't forget, tap it out. Tap the residue of the tints and the chrome powder out of your mould. So excuse on the left there of the screen, that's a little bit of spoiler alert. Those are the vases I was talking about. So all I've done here is I've made up rather a lot of resin actually for this container, so that's a bit naughty of me. There's nearly 500 mils in this. 1-to-1 mixing ratio. We use Tea Expert just because it's the brand of choice currently. We do also sometimes use mould resin. That is another equally lovely brand to use. Now I've mixed up 500. It's a 1-to-1 mixing ratio with Tea Expert, and I stirred it for 5 minutes to mix it in thoroughly. Now what I've done here is I've poured a small amount in, and then I've got round the bottom and I've given the mould a good squidge, a really good squidge, just to try and encourage any little bubbles that might be trapped just to come up to the surface and disperse. Got a micro brush here, just going in around tops, bits of the mould, filling it up again just up to the top here. As I say, I don't normally pour this quickly. Bits of this video have been sped up, you know, because we obviously want to prevent you from getting bored. So once I was happy with that, I gave it a spritz of some isopropyl alcohol, put it to one side, and now to do the lid. So pour a little bit in the bottom, do exactly the same as before, give it a good squidge. There we go, and then there we are, I'm doing squidging again, because this has got the screw part in it as well. So you need to try and make sure you don't get any little air bubbles attached in that where the threading of the screw is. Hence why I went in there, and I'm going in again now with a micro brush. Again, once happy, spritz it with some isopropyl alcohol, and then moved on to the pink one. So yes, I mean, we have got a few colours available. Will be available actually soon, in about 2 weeks time or so. If you happen to be in the UK and you're in the southwest, why not come along to Corsham Creative Market, Craft Market. It is happening on the 7th of June, I believe, the first Saturday in June, from between 11 and 3 p.m. It's in the campus there, a beautiful place, you know, community campus. They've got a library, swimming pool, it's a leisure facility as well. But it's the 10th anniversary of Corsham Creative Market. We will be there. If you are there, come and say hi. You'll probably see these lights on display for purchase there as well. Now this is 24 hours later. Look how crystal clear that is. I can't get over it. So this is the bluey silvery coloured one. And just taking my time, wrestling with the gloves again, trying to demould the top part of the light. Yeah, so just carefully going there. It's going to come down any moment. There we are. Unfortunately, yeah, you can see I've got a few little bubbles going on there. Little air pockets. But as that's going to be on the inside, it's not going to hinder, you know, it's not going to ruin it. It's not going to stop us from putting it up for sale. There, and look at that. It's sort of bluey silvery with a little bit of almost like a rose gold tinge to it. The rose gold tinge does come from the pastel twinkle tint. But, I mean, look at that. I mean, we have got a few little sharp edges along the bottom that we need. I mean, you're always going to get that with resin. But look at that. Look at how it's beautiful. It's like a rosy gold colour on the top. We're going to tidy up those little sharp edges as well. We'll show you that a little bit later in the video. Now I need to demold the base of the bluey silvery one. Look how clear that resin is. Wow. I must also just point out we did babysit these for about half an hour or so, took care of any bubbles that came to the surface, got rid of those just by spritzing them with alcohol again, or just popping them with a micro brush. But look at this. Again, slightly sharp on the edge there, so we'll have to sort that out. But look at that. This is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. As I said, you could just do it with alcohol inks. Make sure your resin is completely bubble free if you're going to do that. Put it in and they just look like glass. Now, the top there, what I'm pointing at there with my finger, is there is a place for you to be able to drill through to make the hole to put in your hook and chain. Similar to if you've got hanging flower baskets, you could use that kind of chain. Or you could put some jute rope through or thread through, which is what we did. So there we go. I started to try and demold this pink one, and my gloves got the better of me, so I stopped and started again, which is what you can see here. Don't forget that whenever you're using and working with resin, that you take care of your safety when using it. In other words, work in a well ventilated area. Wear the nitrile gloves. These are black gloves that we use. They've got lovely grips on them. Wear a respirator mask. Wear goggles for eye protection, long sleeves, tie your hair back, wear I've got sleeve and arm protectors that I put on usually, and an apron. But make sure as well you haven't got open-toed shoes, because if any resin drops and comes into contact with your skin, it is going to cause a nasty reaction. That's in its uncured state. So just remember that. Follow all the manufacturer's instructions and guidelines for use. Do that. It is so important, so vitally important. So look at that pinky gold. It's just beautiful. So yeah, just need to drill the hole through the top of that one as well. So there we go. We've got the bluey silvery coloured one with the pinky gold. They look absolutely stunning. Now, what we're going to do now, I need to finish off the bottom. So do you remember I said that we've got a slightly sharp edge there? And I'm going to do it using a deburring tool. Now, I know not everybody is comfortable using these. They can be a little bit tricky. The head part there does move. You just need to take off a little bit at a time. Now, this next bit's been sped up, but I am literally just taking my time and just taking a little bit off. You can see it coming off there. You get like little wisps of resin coming off. There we go. So if you have joined us today, hi, hello. Thank you for watching our video. If you've liked it, why not give us a thumbs up? Leave a like rating, as they say. Drop us a comment. Have you ever tried using resin before? Have you used these molds before? Have you used any of the products that we're using before? And, you know, what were your results like? Would you try it again? Are there any tips that you could recommend? And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, why don't you subscribe to our channel? It's easy to do so. Just hit the subscribe button. It's completely free. If you decide to do that, don't forget to hit the notification all button, and it will inform you every time we upload a video. Currently just twice a week on Fridays and Sundays, 5 PM UK time, and we will soon, in the next few weeks or so, be going back to 3 videos a week. So it'll be an additional one on a Wednesday. Also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, because we sometimes upload sneak peeks, little videos, little reels, and photos of things that we are making in the process. So you can see there the step I did. I used my little hand drill there. Now I prefer to drill lots of little holes in to make a bigger hole, rather than just drill a big hole in and then find that the resin cracks, or, you know, it doesn't look the way you need it to or want it to. So that's what I did, but I did actually tidy those up as well, so they were better. Now all we're doing now is we're just putting a top coat on the underside of the screw part, or the lid of this lovely light. Now the reason I'm doing this is because where I've been around with the deburring tool, it's taken the shiny surface off, and we want a shiny surface. So UV resin to the rescue, and a little silicone tipped tool. UV light coming up, there we go. So I only show you me doing a little bit of the UV light in this video. I did leave it on there, shining on it for 2 minutes. We then also put it underneath the resin lamp that we've got for 5 minutes. We also, because we're quite lucky, we've got a resin lamp that cures from the top and underneath. So for 5 minutes, it actually cured it for 5 minutes on both sides. There we go. So I'm just doing the base of the bottom part of this beautiful light now. Same process. Put your UV resin on and carefully go to the edges. Try not to go over the edge. Unfortunately, I do go over the edge on this one. But try not to go over the edge, because the rest of the resin will start to, it pulls and it will start to trail down the sides, and you really don't want that. Just making sure it's completely covered. It should self-level. So I'm just having a look here. And I think it's at this point I realise that it is dribbling down the side. Which is not what we want. And if that happens, just clean it up as quickly as you can, so it doesn't mark the outside of the piece that you're working on. Make sure you haven't got any little air bubbles going on. If you have, you can use a long neck lighter just to create a little bit of heat over the top, so it stops, it bursts the bubbles. I'm just cleaning up now with my cloth the resin that's gone over the side. UV light coming up any moment, just to start to cure it for me. There we are. Get that lovely purpley bluey coloured hue from the UV light. So just starting the curing process of the UV resin using that light, and then I put it underneath the double-sided light that we've got. Now, we've indulged ourselves a little bit with the end shots. We normally just do one, maybe two, but we've got a few in this one. So this is them with the jute string through the lids. As you can see there, look at that. Look at the effect. I just love it. Absolutely love, love, love it. And this is them empty. You're going to see them with the lights in a moment. Excuse the barking in the background. That's my dog, one of them. And here we go. This is them without the lids on, so you can see there. And you can see right down inside, they are so clear and beautiful. And now with the lights on, wow. So don't forget, these are little battery operated fine string lights. And another little close-up shot. They look beautiful. So they look lovely on a table, anywhere really in your home. And here's the final shot. This is them suspended in all their glory. So you can imagine if you had a collection of 3 or 4 or 5 or however many grouped together, they would give an absolutely stunning effect. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again in a few days' time. Take care, everyone.